Welcome everybody to one of the best games ever created this century, Age of Empires 4. In the Cruel Teal playing as Jeanne Dark, it's... well, okay, let me try. This one, it's... lie? That's all I meant. That's all. I need help with my Chinese classes. Just call it a Chinese guy. And in the color blue, playing as the Mongols is Tips AoE. Welcome everybody to another Age of Empires 4 casted game. Hope you are enjoying your time. If you are liking these videos, please don't forget to give a like and subscribe. Watch more Age of Empires 4 content. Have plenty of content coming every single day. So if you don't know Tips, it's a guy with a really he has an amazing story. He's from what's the name of this country? I think he's from New Zealand. He's from New Zealand. Let me know if I'm wrong. And he wanted to pursue Age of Empires 4 as a professional player, full time. You know, that was his dream. That was his main purpose. And every time he plays a match, he asks for tips. That's why his name is Tips. He has an Excel sheet where he has all the matchups that he has done, whether he win or lose, and he writes what went well, what went wrong, and what can be improved. And he has been doing that for ages. And this is a guy who's fully committed to become a professional player. He's now sitting in between top 100 to top 200 on the ranked ladder. So make sure to check him out. He also traveled to Germany. He traveled to Germany to do this full time, just because the streaming time was better for him. Just because in, I think it was Australia or New Zealand. I'm not sure where he was from, but wherever he was from, he has Asian time zone, just like me. So he should be like 14 times difference with the West, or 13 times, and at least 7 hours or 8 hours difference from Europe. So he decided to go to Europe, to go to Germany and stream there. He's just doing this full time, and he's like in a mission, like he will just do or die, like learn, or you know, or he invests a lot. He actually went with his girlfriend, so it's quite a lot of commitment. Now we're playing Forts, a map that is not being liked by many. Oh yeah, the Lost Boy, a map that is not liked by many, just because it's such a weird. It's a nice concept, don't get me wrong. Like, you have water here, and you have like a small little base. And it's very easy to wall off. The problem is there's not a space for anything, and it's really awkward. So a lot of players don't like it. A lot of players just think that Forts is not really good. And I start playing it myself, and I notice why they don't like it. And one of the reasons is the space is a little bit awkward, and it's just, I don't know. It feels weird, such a small place for your base. I mean, you need to go out and, you know, eventually build here. But at the beginning, like, where do you put your landmarks, especially the important ones? Some civilizations have really important landmarks when you need to take care about their placements. Some doesn't. Some of them they don't, but in any case, it's a map hated by many. But anyway, it will be on the next tournament of EGCTV, so make sure to check it out. It looks like one villager will go down. Tips managed to successfully put a tower here. And the next thing he may try is to put a tower somewhere else. Let's take a look at his vision. I already have the can here. Being able to watch everything. He's aging up on his side with the deer stones with 5 villagers. Let's see if he wants to do another tower rush. Looks like the villager will go back home. It's like, one is enough, don't worry. I don't need to deal more with this. if you think about it, if you put towers here, you're basically denying your opponent to go out of the base. Or even if you wall, don't you imagine? You can just wall your opponent. And very easily, you can wall him very easily. That will be very funny, actually. That will be extremely funny. Because then he needs to focus on how he can get out. And there's not much wood you can get here, like 40 wood to cover all this. 40 wood, 200 wood in total, and your enemy is fully covered. That will be very funny to watch. New age begins for the Mongols. It's gonna be the deer stones. The trade post here is not really in a really good spot, so he's gonna have a rough time with the Mongols, with the deer stones. Their economy is not that great, unless they go to castle and get the step readout. But other than that, like, you usually want to play with trade as Mongols, just because their trade is so good. One of the best trades in the game. And we're gonna see a stable here. Archery range, sorry, barracks and stable. Gonna getting that wheelbarrow. Meanwhile, Jeanne d'Arc not having knights, gonna be the horseman for now. That's what you got. And also it's gonna be the hunter version of Jeanne d'Arc. So not gonna be very tanky here. But potentially she can snipe like villagers or some units. It's very good at that, actually. It's like the horseman will try to find some place to harass. Unfortunately, the Mongol is a civilization that is a little bit hard to harass, just because all their resources are so close to its base. Like, yeah, look at this. Even you can put a pasture here just to get food for the rest of the game. Especially when it's near the Ubu, it gets boosted by the speed of how fast your ship go out of here. So just gonna be having more of them. There you go, second pasture. It's gonna be having the time of his life. Looks like he will want to go for the boar. Trying to deny the boar for his opponent. Just so that she doesn't get experience. Like, this is a really tricky situation because you don't want to fight in Fudal against Jeanne d'Arc, but at the same time, like, Mongols are really good in Fudal. They have Keshiks, they have a lot of things, so at the same time you don't wanna fight, but maybe you're trying to go castle. By the looks of it, looks like he's trying to go castle, like he's saving a lot of gold, a lot of food, getting those upgrades. Take a look at his opponent. Patrolling with a couple of horsemen. Looks like this tower really paid off. He hasn't been able to take it down yet. Horticulture. Going out for tips. Like he will be in castle very soon. Only 4 Keshiks on the field. Looks like these villagers will go for the boar. Rather, second town center is gonna be built for Jeanne d'Arc. Here's gonna get the deer. Khan's gonna be able to spot that out, and a couple of Keshiks are already here, but Jeanne d'Arc also has his army. So he's not gonna be able to do anything here. Like the town center will go up safely. A little bit more food for the Mongols. And he will be able to go castle. I'll go back for income per minute. We're already 9 minutes into the game. This tower, still paying dividends. He's not gathering gold, actually. He's not really interested in gold. Which is a pity, because you're, as the French, you want to have those knights on the field. Because that makes your opponent, like, you really need to put some defenses into it, some effort into defending your own units, just because the knights are so strong. And they are so fast that your villagers are really not safe. Aging up with 8 villagers. It's gonna be the Kurultai. Interesting choice, just because he didn't go for the trademark. Instead, like the step readout can give you a lot of gold actually. So I find it really interesting that he actually went for the Kurultai. Usually you want to have the step readout to compensate the lack of economy that you're having at the beginning. So let's see how it works for him. Looks like Jeanne d'Arc finally will be able to take that torch down. Horseman will go down here, unfortunately. And he grabs everyone, the villagers. Even the archers, they don't care anymore. It looks like they will be able to deal with that spearman mass that he had here. Am I wrong? Those spearmen wasn't even upgraded. Yeah, they are not upgraded. We see man-at-arms coming into the field soon. Double production of man-at-arms, so gonna be seeing a lot of them in the field quite soon. Is it doubled? Yeah. Can get better when you get double units. Feels so good. And there you go, 4 man-at-arms just in the blink of an eye. And the Kurultai, of course, will help Tips just a little bit. It's like Jeanne d'Arc not having enough army to deal with Tips' army. Especially when you put the man-at-arms on the mix. These archers don't even have upgrades, so they're not gonna do much against Tips. He also have +1 range armor, so he's not gonna be able to do much against those. The Keshiks go connect with the spearman, but unfortunately there are too many spearmen there. Kurultai is there buffing the units. Move speed aura. It's getting called for the camp. Veteran Keshiks also coming soon. At this point you can just be getting away with, you know, double man-at-arms all the time. Let's keep pushing with those man-at-arms. You will be in a very good spot. I mean, those archers cannot do nothing, and those spearmen do very little damage against those. So far, keep sitting in a really good spot, and the small little walls coming out from Jeanne d'Arc. That's what I mean when it's so easy to wall your opponent here. I wanna try that in one match. Like, I just wanna try. It's the wall rush. That's what it is. It's the wall rush. And I don't know which civilization I can do that. It looks like the knights will come in the field soon. Already 4 knights. 1 more to come. At this point you need spearmen. You cannot rely on your man-at-arms. Looks like Tips will focus on getting down this second town center. Tower already here, 9 placements though. Wolf, die again. Actually, that's a good thing, because that's less experience that Jeanne d'Arc gets. And now with the Kurultai. Actually, the Kurultai helps a lot to get vision. Take a look at this. Bam. I have a little bit of vision here. More and more man-at-arms. Unfortunately, no spearman for the Mongols, and that's a lot of knights. That's a lot of knights. You gotta be careful here. Attack speed arrow gets called. Rather, defensive arrow, I think. And Jeanne d'Arc, it's getting a lot of experience from this fight. She's just sitting at the back, and looks like this is a fight that didn't go very well for Tips. He gave a lot of experience to Jeanne d'Arc and didn't manage to cause any kind of damage. So the Kurultai is gonna get burned. More and more units coming here. These are already veteran Keshiks, but the problem is there are too many spearmen here. and more experience is getting for Jeanne d'Arc. Like the Kurultai will escape. Abort mission, everyone just leave. A nice defense coming from Jeanne d'Arc. Now the Keshik would get melted here, more experience, and now Jeanne d'Arc is on level 3, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a tough time. I even call the game champions. Crossbows are being added into the mix. It's gonna be crossbows and man-at-arms. That's all he needs. Because your opponent is still in feudal age. The problem is he has knights. So you're gonna have more crossbows to deal with that. Classic Khan killing one deer in the middle of the fight. Like, this is not a really good engagement for tips. Especially when you're talking about level 3 Jeanne d'Arc. Now these are a lot of man-at-arms. If you can just fight here with a Kurultai, gonna be in a really good spot. Already 19 man-at-arms. In the meantime, Royal Institute, it's getting built. Gonna be buffing those knights, but you only have 5 knights on the field, so it's not gonna get a huge bonus from it. It's like really bad timing for the Mongols to build those towers. Gonna be back to his base. Looks like the gold it's finished here. In the meantime, Tips actually getting relics. I already have 4. This one is a little bit hard to get, but still possible. Like this Ubu is still giving stone. Like the Khan went down. It's just gonna be more man-at-arms. Veteran C for the knights is coming. Crossbow, brother, Arbitrator, going for Jeanne d'Arc. Well, the crossbows don't do a lot of damage to those knights. Kurultai is gonna be here. I don't know what the Kurultai is doing. Maybe just scouting, you know. Classic scouting with the Kurultai. There's a little bit of vision here. Now looks like this shaman is gonna get that relic. Archer not gonna be able to spot it. Managed to be saved by the pathing. And now a spearman finally in the mix here. Managed to hit some knights. And he should be changing to spearman and crossbows. No +1 or +2 range attack for Tips, unfortunately. Nice attempt, but the priest won't be able to get back with that relic. Now Tips in a little bit of a trouble just because your opponent is on 2 town centers, so you can clearly see his army is getting bigger and bigger. And another attempt to take down that second town center. It's just gonna be a man-at-arms fest. Villagers trying to play hide and seek. I'm gonna build a wall, but that's not the right side of the wall, dude. A second attempt to take down the town center. Already 80 villagers, 20 villagers ahead. This town center already paid off. At this point, you can be thinking about getting a second town center yourself. Definitely have the economy to do that. Not getting that war, so it's gonna be just relying on pastures. Now, in terms of army, they're pretty equal. They're very similar, but the opponent has a Kurultai, so just gonna be careful here. And now, finally, another engagement near the town center. Looks like this fight will be in favor of Tips. But that's a lot of crossbows. They are able to one-shot man-at-arms. Looks like he will have to retreat. And another attempt. Failed to get that second town center down. While Tips having friendly placement for those towers. More pastures. Fortunately, he doesn't have much villagers, but has a lot of relics, so in a way it compensates a little bit the lack of villagers. And a keep is gonna be built here. A really strange position, just because there is no other resource around it. It's just gonna be safe in his base next to the farms. I mean, it can be a very defensive keep if you want to put it that way. More sprinkle emplacements going up for Tips. Another keep here, securing that gold. Siege engineering, going for Tips. Is it advanced siege engineering? It is improved version. He's gonna be able to build those trebuchet mangonels if he wanted. Take down that keep. Another attempt for that priest to get that relic. Unfortunately, he won't be able to get it. But looks like the French is not really interested in relics. Like, don't take those. They're actually from another religion, so we don't believe in those. We don't have a church where to put that. Alright, it's gonna be battering rams. I'm not gonna put that trebuchet here. It was sprinkly placement going up for him. Gonna be 4 rams. That should be more than enough. And there goes the Kurultai. Now Tips a player that loves Mongols. Good side, gonna be the capture here. Meanwhile, Mongols with 90 military units. It's going out. It's going for it. It's gonna take the outposts first. Looks like this army is not really interested on dealing with this. It's just, I'm just gonna lose it, you know. It looks like this keep will go down. Meaning there will be plenty of space for Tips to get this gold and potentially this big one here. John Dark not attacking. Feel like he should, while still have the advantage here. Now a couple of mangonels will be built by Tips. We have 4 rams here. So probably we will see another attempt on getting that that second town center down. The spring placement actually do a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Gotta be careful here. Now Tips hitting with a big military. Going out for the second town center. Once again, third attempt. Now those spring placements are no joke. Especially when you have 3 of them next to each other. More spring placements coming up here. Now Tips, just gotta be careful here. Have a couple of Mongols shots. Nice shot here. Villagers managed to leave another day just because they have textiles on. Like the villagers won't care, it's like we need to mine the stone now. Kurultai, when I get deploy. Classic Kurultai cannot get deploy. Villagers will try to get the Mongol down. But he will lose a lot of villagers in the process. Managed to take down the Mongol. Now this is a lot of crossbows. Other tier. Put their shield. Plus 5 range armor. But Tips decides to retreat. Magonel also going out for Jeanne d'Arc. Did I just see right? 66 villagers killed? In a blink of an eye? Tips is just ahead of villagers. How many villagers went down there? Wow. Well, this town center will go down. Still have a couple of rams. I think it will live another day. Military numbers still equal. Tips now has the advantage on the villager population. Take a look at his base. How many pastures? It says yes. Dude, this guy's gonna eat a lot of sheep. Raid happening here, but there is enough outposts for the Mongols to just garrison. Looks like the horseman, not really the best unit to do this. It's just gonna lose a lot of them here. Oh, Jeanne d'Arc going for attack again. It's gonna be basically other tiers. Couple of Mongols already there for Tips. Like Tips. We'll deal with those mining camps first. Jeanne d'Arc is back. It looks like Jeanne d'Arc hasn't done much in this fight. Jeanne d'Arc, you're not John Wick. You cannot do this. No, not like this. Not like this. Jeanne d'Arc goes down again. Another raid happening here. A couple of villagers went down. But looks like Jeanne d'Arc will have advantages here. Managed to take down some villagers. Villagers get stuck here. Managed to take down a bunch of villagers. Now Tips goes again. Gonna be crossbows, man-at-arms, spearmen, keshiks, springles, magonels. Jeanne d'Arc basically other tiers. That's all you need. Secret victory approaching for tips. Crossbows actually doing a very good job against those horsemen, especially when you have 65 crossbows. Can't get better than that. Tips can potentially go for Imperial Age soon. Archers are not being upgraded yet. I'm gonna try to kill the deer. Casual stuff. Meanwhile, Jeanne d'Arc don't have any knight. Apparently, the gold income is just not there. It's missing a lot of gold. And Tips is getting control of all the gold here in the map. And those outposts actually doing a very good job on taking down this infantry. Meanwhile, Siege gonna be taken down here by big mistake by Tips. While the white stupa is gonna be built on the back. Oh, this is a huge army, 102 military population. At this point, I wouldn't be afraid to fight them. I mean, this is a lot of units. Imperial Age, go for Tips, tight barns, elite crossbows, elite man-at-arms. More horsemen here. Apparently, Jeanne d'Arc doesn't want to make use of the Royal Institute. Veteran horsemen, go for a raid, but there are enough outposts here to take down those horsemen. At this point, you can have some outposts here with cannon emplacements. Just because your base as the Mongol is very weak compared to other bases, just because you don't have walls, anyone can visit you. Crossbow against Jeanne d'Arc. Come on, Jeanne. Jeanne heals. Another engagement here is gonna be the crossbow only. Cannon emplacements. Going out for Tips now. That's a lot of sheep that will manage to live forever. There are a lot of sheep left. Couples of Pringles just to deal with those Mangonels. More rams are coming. Okay, the one is just gathering gold. Roll short triggers. Already being researched. Just to make sure you won the siege battle. Single crossbow here, causing chaos. Well, no knights for the French player. I find it absolutely strange. They can just have so much damage. Oh, there's 26 damage and actually take down villagers. More sprinkles. Just to make sure. There you go. Kurutai gets attacked. Magonal shot. He missed by a second. Pringles. Gonna be in the front. Puts them in the back. Magonals. Shooting those crossbows. Managed to kill a decent amount of crossbows. But there is a lot of Springles coming from the enemy too. One Springle left for the French player. 2 left. Looks like a Springle battle will be won by Tips. And indeed, Jump Dark taps out. Well played by these 2 players. Go and follow Tips. I put a link in the description.